guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to deliver his address. Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Gambia, Madam Jammeh. Your Excellency, Mohammed Abdul Aziz, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Your Excellency, Hossein Mario Vaz, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, Your Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana and Chairman of ECOWAS, Your Excellency, Mohamed John, Prime Minister of the Republic of Senegal, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Your Excellency, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Retired General of the Civil War of Salute, His Excellency, former President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Alhaji Salman, my Lord the Chief Justice, Honorable Secretary General and Minister for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Ministers, the representative of the President of Turkey, His Excellency the representative of the Emir of Qatar, His Excellency the representative of the Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, His Excellency, the representative of the President of Sierra Leone, His Excellency, Gabriel Owa Suswan, Governor of the State of Nigeria, His Mighty Sir Ahmed Ibrahim Nas, Khalid General of Alhaji Ibrahim Nas, Your Excellencies, distinguished heads of delegations and members of the diplomatic and consular corps, service chiefs, the Imam Ratib of the Gambia, governors and mayors, senior government officials, representative of the President of the IDB, representatives of the Area Development Partner, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Sister Republic of Nigeria, representative of friendly countries present here, Parliament Sefo and National Council of Sefo, the President of the Supreme Islamic Council, the President of the Christian Council, Honorable religious leaders, Ireland, Gambian women and youth organizations, cultural groups, our friends from the film industry, Nollywood, led by Francis Drew, one of you also is around. From Hollywood, led by Benjamin Marine. Our friends from the music industry, officers, men and women of the Gambian Armed Forces, His Excellency, the Foreign Minister of the Kingdom of Morocco, representing His Majesty, my dear friend and brother, friends of the Gambia, compatriots, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, principals and teachers, all other protocols observed. Today marks the 50th independence anniversary, and I ask you to join us to thank Allah the Almighty for having brought us this far. On behalf of every Gambian, my family, and on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to thank all our distinguished guests for coming to join us to celebrate this important day in the annals of our country's history. The government and people of the Gambia appreciate the fact that all of you have been able to take time off your very busy schedule to accept our invitation and to grace this important occasion. As history is at times written in terms of decades, the accomplishment of 5 decades of self-rule is indeed worth celebrating as a collective quality. Generally termed as Golden Jubilee, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have some golden socio-economic achievements to showcase and the commitment to reflect on the significance of the event. We do so with the objective to consolidate our achievements and to transform our constraints and challenges into advantages and opportunities to accelerate the pace of development. Thus, the theme of this address is a discourse on my government's path to transform the Gambia into an economic superpower. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, ladies and gentlemen. Colonialism was an attempt to form the internal development process of the peoples of the colonies. It was an exploitative system interested in securing monopoly on raw materials and markets, established through violence, coercion, and the usurpation of political power. We however recall with pride and dignity that the colonized people in general, and Africans in particular, were determined to stop colonization through civil resistance and even armed confrontation. Therefore, on this historic day, we will pay tribute to the leaders of African independence movement and the masses that serve as their support base. In spite of the fact that most of them are of blessed memory, their sacrifice, valor, and patriotism are still sources of inspiration for us to continue, redirect, and focus the struggle for total political and socio-economic emancipation. We salute them not only for their triumphant stewardship of the independence movement, but with a search and with the discovery of our common African identity that colonialism sought to destroy through the balkanization of the African continent. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Gambians, in this regard, I must pay homage to Edward Francis Small, whose pioneering efforts my government has recognized and immortalized by renaming the then Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital after him. We also pay tribute to his other colleagues of blessed memory, namely Reverend John Paul of the Democratic Party, the late Ayam Baba of the Muslim Congress Party, the late P.S. of the United Party, all of whom, in one way or the other, exploitation. Our homage also goes to the first Prime Minister and later became the first President of the Republic of the Gambia, Alhaji Santoga Kalabai, and his colleagues of the People's Progressive Party for their decisive role in the Gambia's independence. We also pay tribute to the public servants down the years who, with admirable competence, replaced the departing British administrators and groomed their genius to successively rise to the challenge of running a civil service. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, although independence brought forth significant elements of political freedom, not much was registered in economic emancipation. This was particularly critical for our dear motherland, that is disadvantaged by her reduced size and her then total dependence on monoculture agriculture, which casted grave doubt about the country's viability as an independent state. However, undeterred and inspired by the need to improve the lot of Gambians immediately after independence, the government of the First Republic, through two successive 5-year development plans, implemented projects in road construction, education and health, as well as in manufacturing, agricultural and tourism development. Progress in this respect was constrained by a number of factors, including the then recurrent Saharan drought, dependence on development assistance, and huge public sector deficits. This resulted in the implementation of a structural adjustment plan with severe social consequences, out of which attempts were made for gradual sustained recovery. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, boys and girls, the prelude to the Second Republic was both necessitated and challenged by these inadequacies and limitations in the socio-economic circumstances of Gambians. We thank the Almighty Allah for the guidance, support and protection amidst pressures from external sources, including the travel ban by the British government, has sought to coerce us to surrender power by attempting to cripple the terrorism crisis. In spite of such external hostilities, We sometimes face occasional internal problems. The AFPRC government launched and successfully implemented a transition program that ushered in a new sense of optimism and development that eradicated the rural and social inequalities. These concrete measures built trust, confidence and hope in the rule of the AFPRC and led to the people of the Gambia legitimizing it to assume leadership of the second republic. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the advent of the second republic marked the graduation from an ad hoc, piecemeal and myopic approach to development to a strategic, visionary and proactive approach. Since the launching of the Vision 2020 blueprint in 1996, sector and thematic strategic plans have been the framework for development action. Their foundation has been, as a matter of principle, influenced by and harmonized with the mission statement of the national vision, geared towards the attainment of a middle income status. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, boys and girls, the various projects that have been inaugurated as highlights of the 20th anniversary of the July 26th Revolution in almost all sectors are clear indications that we have continuously been able to plan and implement strategic projects to increase the country's national socio-economic development in both quantitative and qualitative terms. New projects such as the Trans-Gambia Bridge project, amongst many others, will be done too. And the Gambia Telecommunications Gateway and the International Network Management Center, as well as other strategic road projects, will be inaugurated as part of the 50th Independence Anniversary celebration. Fellow Gambians, successful implementation of these and additional bigger projects in the very near future are geared towards the rapid attainment of the economic superpower status within the next 10 years. That is, by 2015, inshallah, we will become an economic superpower. As from today, we intend to launch a new mega project every 6 months and other medium-scale projects every 3 months, by the grace of the Almighty. Therefore, we should all endeavor to sum those cultural beliefs and practices which will hinder our rapid socio-economic development, such as having to depend entirely on a brother, niece or cousin, uncle, sister, stepfather, for one's livelihood. The dependency syndrome must end in order for us to develop rapidly. Instead of depending on others, we should imbibe the virtues of self-reliance. This calls for all Gambians, leading my government's quote, back to the land call, and our admonition, quote, to grow what we eat and eat what we grow on food. our appeals and specific rights to the indispensable action to be taken to achieve the goal of full self-sufficiency, that is Vision 2016, and the march towards the target of economic superpower status in 10 years' time. That is by 2050. By 2024. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, friends of the Gambia, long before going with action on the different phases the Gambia's development has undergone in the past 50 years, it could be deducted that the First Republic employed efforts, as it were, to resuscitate the national economy that was comatose during the colonial period. This process of revival lifted the Gambia from its slumber, but not with adequate strength and energy to let her stand on her feet. The continuation of the heavy dependence on external assistance remained unabated. Your Excellencies, fellow Gambians, the coming of the Second Republic rescued the national economy from this rudimentary stage of development to a near-market economy able to stand on its own feet and that can thrive on its resources, bolstered by the strong commitment and determination of its leadership, which is anchored on the unshakable faith in Allah, the Almighty, and of course, with the full support of all patriotic Gambians, especially the women. This is the stage that the Second Republic has elevated Gambia to. We did not recount the many development achievements we have registered, as these speak for themselves and have been the subject of review and presentation just recently in the celebration of the July 22nd and the 20th anniversary of the July 22nd Revolution. At this critical point in our national development efforts, we should endeavor to match the level of economic development we have achieved with appropriate level of attitudinal and behavioral change, and to allow our sense of patriotism, loyalty to the nation, and commitment to our divine responsibility to be the true drivers of more rapid socio-economic progress, counting entirely on the Almighty Allah alone for our success. In this connection, my appeal is to urge all Gambians to cultivate the virtue and noble obligation of contributing to national development. Without contributing to national development, we have no moral right to benefit from it. Thus, the ideological shift I am proclaiming at this crucial juncture in our struggle for complete national emancipation, after 50 years of self-rule, entails an unflinching adherence to the principle of, quote, benefit from what you contribute and contribute to what you benefit from, unquote. The moral behind this adage leads naturally to the righteousness principle of spending what one earns and earning what one spends. Ladies and gentlemen, this emphasizes on contributions towards the national cake and legitimacy of one's earnings guarantees economic growth and equitable income distribution, which in turn assures dignity, independence, peace, and economic prosperity for all. I call on all of you, once again, to come and join us in our glorious march to the economic superpower status by 2015. We also hereby invite genuine partnership with all countries of the world in our journey towards the promised land. The promised land shall be that the Gambia will be the only lasting economic and social superpower nation in the near future. Others have dominated for a long time. This Gambia's strong. They beat the likes of Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong, the United States of America, and others in economic development. Why not? We are a small country with a lot of resources, and we can do that. Today, Qatar is cited as the richest country on earth. By 2015, they will look up to Gambia as the richest country on earth. What this means in practical terms is that though we will not compete to build the highest skyscrapers, we will be contented with iconic physical infrastructure that will massively benefit all Gambians. We will ensure the highest quality in the provision and delivery of public services. We will further build more universities in addition to the UTG to include specialized institutions in medicine, agriculture, science, technology, engineering, and others. We will also build many more general hospitals to ensure that no citizen travels beyond 20 minutes to receive the highest tertiary quality health care. By 2025, inshallah, no Gambian patient will travel beyond 5 kilometers to get to a tertiary hospital, inshallah. We will also build more world-class colleges and other vocational training centers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Gambians, Your Excellencies, these are some of the characteristics of the economic superpower status that we envisage to build from the level of achievement we have so far registered. At this juncture, I wish to express gratitude to our development partners and friends of the Gambia for the mutually beneficial partnership we have built over the years. These partnerships have also been a source of moral support. My government is highly appreciative of the myriads of solidarity messages as well from all corners of the world, condemning the heinous and suicidal terrorist attack on the State House and commending our valiant and current security forces for their instant neutralization of those foreign-based terrorists. Let me also assure you that we will never tolerate or compromise with terrorists. By the grace of the Almighty Allah, we will always fight them out with whatever means necessary without hesitation. Terrorism, hate, and hegemony have no place in this 21st century global village. It's not only in the Gambia, but terrorism is a scourge that has no place in any part of this world in this 21st century. Therefore, all God-fearing and worshiping people of all faiths and all races and nations must stand united against this menace. Your Excellency, fellow Gambians, as independence is imperative for the restoration of the right to sovereign self-determination and to architect one's socio-economic, cultural, and spiritual destiny, independence is not synonymous with isolationism. We live in an interdependent world which calls for mutual support, respect, and the elimination of hegemony, exploitation, and paternalism in the relationship between nation states. Adherence to such principles guarantees socio-political stability and international peace and harmony. Your Excellencies, the track record of my government has not been wanting in this aspect. We have promoted peace through mediation of conflicts and disputes in the sub-region and world. The performance of our security forces in peacekeeping missions sanctioned by the UN and other regional and sub-regional bodies have also been regularly commended. My government will ensure continuity in these attributes of our foreign policy based on reciprocal observance of the principles of good neighborliness, respect for the sovereignty of states, and non-interference in their internal affairs. As assured in the world at large, that the Gambia will not falter in this stage, let it also be known that the Gambia expects all nations of the world to reciprocate this principle, and we will not tolerate any breach of our sovereignty, independence, peace and stability with our sub-country paying a very high price in Saudi. Your Excellencies, friends of the Gambia, fellow Gambians, boys and girls, I wish to reiterate once more, on behalf of the government and people of the Gambia, and on my own behalf, sincere appreciation and profound gratitude for our distinguished guests for taking time to share this historic moment with us, and to wish them in advance safe return to their various countries. On this note, I wish you all a very happy and successful 50th Independence Anniversary celebration, and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for continued peace, rapid progress, and prosperity for our dear motherland, and by extension for the world at large. This great country of ours will become the yardstick by which human socio-economic achievement will be measured worldwide. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willing. I also want to assure you that we will ensure that by 2020, all education in this country, including university, will be free for all Gambians. Doing so is a divine duty for me, because when that happens, I would have lifted a very heavy burden and our mothers and sisters and wives, thanks to whose effort most of you are nicely dressed. May the Almighty Allah continue to guide and bless and protect the Gambia and all countries friendly to the Gambia. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I thank you for your attention.